As far as your diet goes, this is always a question that people will ask if it's directly related. As far as research is concerned, as far as the professionals are concerned, more research is needed. There is no definite answer to the connection. It seems like common sense that they're related. It seems to me that they're related. You can make your own hypothesis on this based on information that you've received and information that I'll give you. However, we know that we know that diet has a direct effect on our insulin levels, right? Insulin is the master hormone, which affects all the other hormones, including the androgen or the male hormones and the human growth hormone. So it's hypothesized that diets that cause insulin spikes may affect the development of acne, right? This makes sense, right? So it seems like common sense that they would be related, especially given the fact that we know that our diet is it's a very high glycemic diet. It's very high in refined foods, white sugars, white flours. So if we're eating a very high glycemic diet, it means that the body needs to produce a lot more insulin to maintain the glucose levels, which may be a cause of acne. And we know that things like sugar they're inflammatory, so they're going to cause further inflammation. Therefore, a correct diet may affect acne in a positive way. Again, things to think about. Whole food diets with an emphasis on vegetables, 4 to 5 servings a day, half of them being raw, and whole fruits, 1 to 3 servings a day, are healthy choices. The more severe the acne, the more you should reduce your fats, especially animal or saturated fats and vegetable fats. Omega-3 fats or fish oils have very powerful anti-inflammatory effects, so you might want to increase in those areas. Healthy diets can certainly help to protect against infection. They can help to regulate our hormone levels. Things like juicing, lower glycemic diets, all of this theoretically will have a positive impact on your acne. Reducing stressor foods will also help. So things like caffeine, refined sugars, alcohol, foods that are high in iodine. Iodine can cause flare-ups. Watch your sodium intake from prepared and processed foods. Cut down on the salt. Try sea salt instead. Things like shrimp and shellfish are very high in iodine as well. Reduce your refined foods, white bread, white flour, mashed potatoes, French fries, anything made with a lot of sugar. Reduce processed foods, colas, candies, frozen, prepared foods. Increase your fiber. Increase your water intake. Do a lot of cleansing diets. Cleansing, obviously, we know it helps to eliminate the toxins. Almost all skin diseases that we're seeing can be attributed to improper function of the digestive system, and that really is the truth. So if we do cleansing diets, it will help to release those toxins and avoid any further toxic buildup that needs to be released by our skin. Things like Brazil nuts that are rich in selenium. It's a powerful antioxidant. It protects the cells from inflammatory damage. Those are very good to take in. Oysters, beans, poultry, fish, foods that are rich in zinc. We talked about zinc earlier. Very helpful. It helps to control the release of male hormones and help the body absorb vitamin A. Vitamin A, we talked about, helps with keeping the skin healthy. Salmon, flaxseed, these are foods that are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. These are anti-inflammatories. Almonds, eggs, leafy greens, foods that are rich in vitamin E that we talked about also. It helps to heal the skin. Oranges, tomatoes, melons, these are foods that are rich in vitamin C, again, helping to strengthen those cell walls so that they don't rupture so easily. It protects from scarring. They're anti-inflammatory. They're very healing. These are all, to me, pretty common sense things, right? If we can go back to the basics, if we can eat those whole foods, those raw natural foods, things that aren't processed, it really is very commonsensical when you think about it. When we start getting into dairy, 75 to 90% of milk or milk products consumed in the United States come from pregnant cows. This could mean that there is an excess of hormones that we're ingesting with milk. And think about what we're feeding to our children, right? All doctors say, give them whole milk, whole milk, whole milk. They need the milk. So we're constantly giving our kids milk. You need the dairy so that it's good for your bones. Women need a certain amount of this so that they don't run into any bone problems when they get older. You know, we can certainly find other alternatives to getting these vitamins and minerals that we need. or just to cut down on certain things. Research hypothesizes that milk could be a cause of acne. We do certainly need further evidence, but cows are fed iodine-fortified feed, and we talked earlier about how iodine can aggravate acne. Try eliminating all dairy for a month. See if that helps, okay? Everybody has different reactions. Everybody reacts differently to certain things. If you eliminate it and you see that there is an improvement, it's something that you might want to talk about your doctor with, that maybe you do eliminate it and you just take like a dairy supplement of some sort. This is also very, very interesting. I love this page. There was a study done in 2002 on indigenous tribes of hunters and gatherers, which included 1,200 islanders off the Papua New Guinea and remote jungle of Paraguay. In this area, there was 0 incidence of acne in either population. Now, there's a lot of things that can go into this. It could be their lifestyle, it could be lack of stress, it could be lack of pollution, it could be a lot of things. But it could also be due to diet. It's very interesting that there is 0 incidence of acne. So the real answer is very uncertain, but it's very, very intriguing. You know, but very, very interesting when we see how differently they live to how we live and the difference in their health and their skincare and acne. Now, when we start getting into seaweed and we start understanding what seaweed does and the effects that it has on the skin when we're talking about acne, there was a report published in the Clinical and Experimental Dermatology that discovered that seaweed reduces acne spots by 64% and blackheads by 60% after 8 weeks. The seaweed face wash, which contained Laminaria digitata, tested on 60 young males between the ages of 14 and 21 with mild acne for 2 months. After 2 weeks, they saw blackheads reduced by 29%. After 4 weeks, the blackheads were cut by 42%. Over half of these participants reported a significant reduction in inflammatory spots and comedones in just 8 weeks. So seaweed, we know how powerful this is. We know it's loaded with vitamins, minerals, trace elements. We know it's detoxifying at the same time that it's remineralizing. We know it is super, super beneficial for the skin. Sorry. Okay. At the end of the study, seaweed users saw nearly 2 times the reduction of blackheads as the placebo users. Scientists believe that brown seaweed has the ability to kill acne bacterium within 1 to 15 minutes of being rubbed on the skin. It has powerful antibacterial activity. It controls oil by inhibiting enzyme responsible for production and reduces redness. The other real positive thing about using seaweed is that there's no side effects. Right? We talked earlier about different medications and things that you go on, and it has very, very negative side effects. There's no side effects with seaweed, and we're still seeing really great results. Scarring is another big concern for people with acne, right? 1 in 4 acne sufferers, or approximately 20 million Americans, get some permanent scarring from the condition. It's a result of the inflammation within the dermis brought on by the acne. It's created by the wound trying to heal itself, resulting in too much collagen in one spot. We can also see different types of scarring, things like ice pick scars, which are basically those deep pits, which is very common and a very classic sign of acne scarring. We can also see rolling scars where the skin has a very wave-like appearance to it. And we can also see hypertrophic scarring, which is the thickened keloid type of scars.